I'm Aiden from Pack Hacker, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Mystery Ranch Market Pack, which I've been testing for about 2 weeks now. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so we can keep helping you find the right gear. Let's jump right in. So the exterior of this pack is made out of a very kind of thick polyester. As you can see, we have the indigo colorway that we've been testing out for the past 2 weeks, and there are multiple different colors that you can get with this pack. So if indigo is not your preference, by all means, there's other colors that you can choose from. Overall, this pack is pretty stripped down. There's not too many like bells and baubles to kind of go along with it. As you can see, you kind of have a front pocket, a main compartment pocket, and inside the main compartment, there's also an additional zipper pocket for smaller loose ends. On the outside, as you can see, we have the Mystery Ranch logo. We have 2 tote handles to kind of carry around up on top, and some shoulder straps on the back. So kind of just starting at the front, as you can see, not too much kind of going on. We do have a lot of YKK zippers that are on the kind of compartment openings that you can kind of deal with. They do have some pretty sturdy kind of long poles that go along with them, as you can see right here in red. But going into kind of like the top and back, that's where the kind of main features of the outside of this bag are. As you can see, we have a little bit of a thinner kind of tote handles up on the top here. When I've been carrying it around, they haven't dug too much, though after long periods of time, they have kind of become a little bit uncomfortable. So kind of wearing it as a backpack works a little bit better, but at the same time, if you're looking for a tote bag, this does work, especially kind of just for day-to-day, but not for long extended travel. We do have some metal snaps here up on the top as well. So while you're carrying it in tow, it kind of helps it keep it together. One thing I do want to mention about the metal snaps though is that they don't necessarily work for backpack mode, because any kind of jostling kind of has them come undone, as you can kind of see there. But as you can see also on the top leading to the main compartment, we do have 2 zipper pulls, so you can kind of adjust the zippers into any fashion that you like, whatever's more comfortable and more easily to access for your intents and purposes. So getting into the back here, you can see that we do have pretty long kind of shoulder straps, so you have a lot of room to kind of adjust whatever you might need. One thing I do want to mention about the shoulder straps is that they are on the thinner side. Just because it's getting colder here in Michigan, I have been wearing a little bit more padded out clothing, so I haven't really noticed any kind of pain coming from that. Though when I have been wearing it with like just a t-shirt or maybe even a tank top whenever we've had a nice day, the shoulder straps are not really rounded, so they kind of dig into your arms just a little bit. I guess it's not necessarily painful, but it definitely is kind of a little bit more uncomfortable to wear, especially after long periods of time. One other thing I want to note is that you do have a little bit more of a kind of plastic adjuster right here. So usually I'm a little bit more of a fan of metal, but at the same time I have not had any problem with these. As you can see, we also have another Mystery Ranch logo on the right shoulder strap of the bag. But after that, that's basically the entire exterior of this bag. Like I said, there's not too much going on, but there is a few more features kind of on the inside. So we're going to start off with the front pocket. As you can see here, we do have a nice nylon liner going all throughout both the front pocket and the main interior of the bag. The nylon is a little bit water resistant, but as you can kind of see here, you get a little bit more of kind of a waxed polyester on the front of this front pocket. It does kind of add a little bit more weather resistance. The outside gets soaked, but the interior kind of stays dry. So if you're looking for something that you kind of carry in a mild rainstorm, by all means, this is a pretty decent bag for that. One thing about the front pocket is there's not a lot of depth to it. So if you're looking for any like thicker items that you can kind of like throw in there, you don't really get a lot of room. You can shove them in there and then the bag will kind of compensate for the shape of that item, though it definitely does take away from the overall shape of this bag. As you can see here, I had a notebook in there. It pretty much slides in perfectly. It doesn't cause too much of an outline or shape for the front pocket, but like I said, if you have a little bit more of a bulky item, that does kind of come into play. Getting into the main interior, as you can see, you do have a little bit, I guess, a gusset to the top part of the bag as it kind of expands and gives you as much space as you really need. One thing I do want to note is that there is no laptop sleeve to this bag, so if you are looking to carry around your laptop, I have a 16-inch MacBook. 16-inch MacBook does kind of fit in here, but I would recommend smaller sizes as it kind of pokes out the top, but because of the way that the top lip, I guess is a better term for it, happens on for the main compartment, it does kind of give you a little bit more shape to the top. Though a little bit smaller MacBooks, smaller laptops in general, I would recommend. But because it doesn't have a laptop sleeve, I would recommend having a separate one just so you can kind of keep your delicates safe and sound. But there is quite a bit of room on the interior of this bag. As you can see, I was able to fit a 13-inch iPad in there, in addition to some oh my gosh, a MacBook charger. There we go. Don't have one in here right now, but just because I wanted to be able to show you, you do have a water bottle pocket that you can kind of utilize in addition to the inside. Just because of my 16-inch MacBook, my iPad, and my charger, I wasn't necessarily able to fit a water bottle in there. I would recommend something a little bit less than 32 ounces. I have a 32-ounce bottle with me as well. It doesn't necessarily fit in there, but I tested out with 21 ounce to 18 ounce. It does fit that perfectly fine. But with that, you kind of eat into the space for the main compartment. So if you do have a little bit smaller items that can kind of fit around the inside a little bit better than just a rigid MacBook and iPad, that's kind of what I would recommend, especially if you are utilizing that water bottle pocket. But outside of that, you can see we do have quite a bit of space to kind of just fill up the interior of this bag. Yeah, but even in addition to that, we do have an additional kind of zipper pocket with a false bottom to it. I've kind of been able to put like little odds and ends, such as like a mouse, and in addition to that, like headphones. It's kind of similar to the front pocket, a little bit less depth downwards to it, but at the same time, if you have stuff that you want to make sure it doesn't kind of get lost in the bag, it's very useful in that. But yeah, outside of that, there's not a whole lot more to this bag. I found it was great for kind of day-to-day travel. There was a little bit of issues with the straps, kind of uncomfortable, especially when I wasn't wearing padded clothing, but just for like a day-to-day bag, this worked out perfectly for my uses. So there you have it, the Mystery Ranch Market Pack. Thank you guys for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.